Every coin has a journey, a silent story of pressure, precision, and perfection. Before it lands in your pocket, jingles in a till, or hides in a jar by the window, the 10-pence coin passes through one of the most sophisticated coin production operations in the world, the Royal Mint. Established over 1,100 years ago, the Royal Mint is one of the oldest institutions in Britain. Originally based in the Tower of London, the Mint moved to Llantrisant, Wales in 1968, just in time for the run-up to decimalisation. Today, it operates as a state-owned company, producing billions of coins annually for the UK and over 60 other countries. The facility in Wales is one of the most advanced in the world, capable of minting over 90 million coins per week. Royal Mint and the 10p coin. Since its first release in 1968, every 10p coin has been struck at the Royal Mint, from pre-decimal transition models to the modern AZ series. The Royal Mint has handled all aspects, from design to striking to packaging. To hold a 10p coin is to hold the craftsmanship of an institution, shaped by kings, wars, empires, and revolutions, a living legacy struck in steel and nickel. The coin-making process, from blank to currency. Let's break down the fascinating journey of how a 10p coin is created. The blank. A blank is the round metal disc that will eventually become a coin. For 10p coins, the metal composition is now usually nickel-plated steel. Earlier versions, pre-2012, were made of cupra nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Steel blanks are now used due to cost-saving measures and material availability. The blank discs are heated in an annealing furnace, softening them to prepare for striking. Afterward, they are cleaned and polished to remove impurities. The coin blank is placed between two engraved dies, one for the obverse, portrait of the monarch, and one for the reverse, design. A press then strikes the blank with over 60 tons of pressure, imprinting the designs. The edge of the 10p coin is given a milled, grooved edge, preventing forgery and making it tactile. Modern machinery can strike up to 750 coins per minute, with micron-level precision, inspection and quality control. Every batch undergoes random sampling for imperfections. Coins are checked for a weight tolerance, a design clarity, edge accuracy, a metallurgical composition. Faulty coins are melted down and recycled. Distribution. Once approved, coins are packaged in bulk bags, shipped to banks and cash distribution centers, introduced into general circulation. Some coins, like proofs and special editions, follow a separate path into Royal Mint presentation. Cases or are sold directly to collectors. Mintage figures, the numbers behind the coin. The term mintage refers to the number of coins struck for circulation or sale in a particular year. Let's explore the story told through the numbers. Large 10p coins, 1968 to 1992, and 1968 to 1970, tens of millions. Minted in preparation for decimal day. And 1968, tilde 336 million, the largest 10p mintage year in history. And 1971-1980s. Lower production as initial stock was sufficient. In 1973 to 1983, several years saw no 10p coins minted for circulation, only collector sets. Small 10p coins, 1992 present, and 1992, introduction of the smaller 10p coin, 1.85 G lighter, 3 mm smaller in diameter. Mintages became more consistent during the 1990s and early 2000s, with annual production tied closely to demand. Example highlights. Year mintage. 1992 tilde 1.4 billion, first small 10p. 2000 tilde 65 million. 2008 tilde 110 million, Royal Shield redesign. 2012 no standard circulation mintage. 2016 very low, 5 million, increased rarity. The 2018 to 2019 AZ series added a unique dimension to 10p mintage history, a roughly 220,000 of each letter, total tilde 5.7 million coins, a significantly lower, only 84,000 of each letter. That means only 2.18 million coins in total for the series that year. These figures are staggeringly low, especially compared to tens of millions of standard coins minted annually in earlier decades. As a result, AZ coins are difficult to find in circulation. Certain letters, like B for Bond and R for Robin, are traded for up to £5 to £10 or more online. The 10p coin, once a quiet staple of your change, became a sought-after national treasure hunt, where every letter had value beyond its worth. Sometimes, a small mishap at the mint creates coins that become incredibly valuable to collectors. Common error types in 10p coins: a misstrikes, the design is off-center or incomplete; a die cracks, thin raised lines caused by damage to the die; a clipped planches, part of the blank is missing before the strike; a double strikes, coin is struck twice, with shifted images; a wrong metal planchet, rare, but occasionally coins are struck on a blank meant for another denomination. Example: error misstruck 2018, 10p AZ, with doubling in the lettering sold at auction for £60 plus. Proof that even small errors can spark big interest. Not all 10p coins are meant for circulation. The Royal Mint produces a proof coins, high definition, polished finish coin struck multiple times; a brilliant uncirculated BU coins, clean, uncirculated finish ideal for collectors; a silver and gold 10p coins, extremely limited; high-end editions, especially AZ series. Collectors can buy annual coin sets including the 10p AZ collector albums, a limited edition presentation boxes. These items have become part of a growing coin collector market, with some appreciating in value substantially over time. While the 10p coin is a domestic denomination, it's worth noting the Royal Mint also strikes coins for dozens of countries around the world, from Eastern Caribbean dollars to African and Middle Eastern currencies. This global minting expertise reinforces the UK's reputation in coin production. In fact, the Royal Mint is now one of the largest export mints in the world, with global contracts boosting its operations and profits. The precision required for striking coins today is immense, especially when dealing with detailed designs like the AZ 10p series. Royal Mint innovations: a laser-engraved dies for extreme detail; a computer-aided design, CAD, for 3D coin modeling; are advanced blank preparation lines to ensure consistency; are automated inspection systems using AI-driven optics. These technologies have enabled the Mint to maintain quality control at industrial scale; strike intricate designs even on smaller coins like the 10p; reduce environmental impact through metal recycling programs. Narrator: from medieval handhammers to robotic precision, the coin has evolved, but the goal remains unchanged: to mint value, artistry, and trust. As digital payments rise, coin demand has naturally slowed, but the Mint continues to invest in innovation. Possible futures: a new portrait with King Charles III. All circulating coins are being updated with his effigy. A biometric security coins. Future tech may incorporate trackable features. A green minting. Efforts to use recycled materials and cut emissions. A hyperlimited digital minting, coin NFTs, or blockchain verifiable collectibles. While some experts speculate that coins like the 10p may be phased out, eventually due to inflation and usage drops, collector interest in series like the AZ proves there's still a powerful emotional connection to physical currency. Coins are perhaps the most underestimated products of engineering and artistry in daily life. The 10p coin, struck in quiet billions, tells a louder story than most realize. It's a product of industrial choreography, a vessel of national identity, a link between the past, present, and future. The Royal Mint's work in creating, perfecting, and delivering the 10p is a masterclass in consistency, where each coin must be the same, yet each is a tiny part of a national epic. You may never meet a mint master, or step into the factory where metal becomes meaning. But next time a 10p slides across your palm, know that you're holding not just 10 pence, but centuries of tradition, innovation, and trust. What starts as spare change can end in obsession. The 10 pence coin, humble, overlooked, everyday, has sparked one of Britain's most fascinating collecting frenzies. Welcome to the world of 10p coin collecting. Coin collecting, or numismatics, has a long and storied history in Britain. From Roman-era hoards to Tudor testoons, the British Isles have always had a rich relationship with coins. But never has a coin as seemingly ordinary as the 10p caused such a stir. Why do people collect coins? A historical connection. A coin is a tangible piece of a specific moment in time. A design appreciation, from monarch portraits to commemorative artwork. A financial gain. Some coins appreciate significantly in value. A family bonding. Many collectors start as children, often with older relatives. Until recently, few imagined the 10p would hold much interest. But that all changed in 2018. In March 2018, the Royal Mint launched a game-changing initiative, the Great British Coin Hunt, a set of 26 unique 10p coins, each representing a different iconic aspect of British culture. AZ coin. Letter-themed description. A angel of the North famous Gateshead sculpture. B Bond. James Bond 007 with bullet hole design. E English breakfast fry-up on a plate. L Loch Ness monster Nessie peeks from a loch. QQ Brits lining up patiently. S Stonehenge ancient standing stones. Z Zebra crossing homage to Abbey Road. Y it worked. A nostalgia meets novelty. Classic themes wrapped in sleek, modern design. R accessibility. No need to visit a dealer. You could find them in your change. A community. Swapping forums, social media groups, and app trackers exploded. Suddenly, the nation became treasure hunters, turning over pints of change, checking vending machines, and swapping tales of elusive letters. Rarity and value. What's it worth? 2018 versus 2019 mintage. 2018, tilde 220,000. Paletta, total tilde 5.7 million coins. 2019, tilde 84,000. Paletta, total tilde 2.2 million coins. These numbers are astonishingly low, especially for a circulation coin. For comparison, in 1992, the new small 10p coin had a mintage of 1.4 billion. Value on the market. Some 10p AZ coins are traded well above face. Letter estimated value, 2025. Notes. B. Bond, 5 to 10 pounds popular pop culture theme. R. Robin, 6 to 9 pounds Christmas association. Z. Zebra crossing, 7 to 10 pounds Beatles appeal. A. Angel, 3 to 6 pounds regional pride. Full 2019. Sets, in good condition, can sell for £150 to £200 plus. Rare finds with mint errors, misstrikes, doubling, off-centers, can fetch hundreds, particularly if authenticated by a professional grading service. Collector types, from casual to committed. 1. The casual collector. A checks change occasionally, and may collect AZ coins or coins with commemorative designs. Are often introduced via children or relatives. 2. The hobbyist. Has folders or albums. A buys or sells swaps online or at local markets. A uses apps like Change Checker or Coin Hunt. 3. The numismatist. A deep knowledge of coin history, mintages, and errors. Are often invests in rare BU or proof versions. A collects in slabs, plastic graded cases. A may belong to societies like the Royal, Numismatic Society or British, Numismatic Society. 4. The investor. A focuses on coins likely to rise in value. A seeks top condition examples with grading certification, PCGS, NGC. A has long-term strategies tied to mintage patterns and market trends. Building the ultimate 10p collection. So, you want to collect 10p coins? Here's what to aim for. Essentials. Every 10p year from 1968 to present. A large and small size variants. AZ sets, 2018 and 2019. A proof and BU versions. Error coins and misstrikes. A commemorative packaging, Royal Mint editions. Storage and display. A use coin albums or capsules to prevent damage. Or avoid PVC-based materials. They can cause chemical reactions. A store in a dry, temperature-stable environment. A label coins by year, mint, and variation. In the world of coin collecting, condition is king. And the right storage can be the difference between a family heirloom and a faded. Memory. Grading and authentication. Grading is how collectors evaluate a coin's condition, usually on a 70-point scale. Grade description. Poor, P1, barely identifiable. Fine, F12, well worn, some detail remains. Extremely fine, XF40, light wear on high points. About uncirculated, -58 Australian dollars, nearly perfect. Mint state, MS60 to MS70. Uncirculated, flawless examples. Professional graders like NGC or PCGS can certify authenticity, assign an official grade, encapsulate the coin for preservation. Grading boosts value, rare. AZ coin graded, MS68 or MS69, can sell for double or triple its raw counterpart. The online collector community. Thanks to social media and apps, coin collecting has never been more accessible. Popular platforms. eBay, buying and selling coins. Facebook groups, swaps, valuations, rare find posts. Reddit, or ARA coins. Advice, appraisals, show and tell. A change checker app, tracks which 10p coins you found. The Royal Mint also maintains an active collector community, regularly releasing updates, videos, and behind-the-scenes footage. Trading and swapping. Not everyone will find every 10p design in circulation. That's where trading comes in. Top tips. Use a trusted platform or person. Always compare condition before trading. Be mindful of fake or altered coins. Trade fair. A 2019 bond. Coin isn't equal to a common. 2008 10p. Collectors aren't just after coins, they're after stories. That coin in your hand might be the missing piece of someone's journey. Coin shows and auctions. If you're serious about collecting, visit a coin fair, auction house. A London coin fair, premier UK numismatic event. A Warwickshire coin fair, regular event for beginners and veterans. A Spink & Son, reputable auction house for rare British coins. These venues often have grading services, rare pieces not available online, opportunities to meet seasoned collectors and dealers, resources for 10p collectors, books, a Spink standard catalogue of British coins, coins of England and the United Kingdom. Join collector forums to learn about new releases, rumoured mintage figures, era coin discoveries. The 10p coin was never designed to be a collectible. It was born from decimal efficiency, a coin of public convenience. But that's what makes its collector journey so special. It wasn't meant to sparkle, and yet it captured the imagination of a nation. From the hands of schoolchildren to the velvet drawers of seasoned collectors, the 10p has carved a quiet niche in the numismatic world. Whether you're after a full AZ set or the perfectly struck proof, the journey is half the reward. A 2018 S for Stonehenge. Spinning slowly on a table, a humble coin. Now a cultural icon. It's round, it's silver, and for over 50 years it has rattled in our pockets, slipped into machines, and bought memories. The 10p coin isn't just currency, it's a cultural companion. Let's journey through the 10p coin's surprising imprint on British life, language, entertainment, and identity. If there's one place where the 10p became more than just money, it's in the British arcade. 4 generations of children and teenagers. Seaside holidays meant trips to the arcade. And central to those flashing lights and chiming machines? The 10p coin. Penny pushers and fruit machines. The 10p coin became the de facto standard for penny pushers. The tantalizing machines where coins are dropped onto a moving shelf in hopes of pushing other coins, or prizes, over the edge. It was used in fruit machines. Traditional British slot machines before the pound coin and credit systems took over. Change booths often gave rolls of 10ps, the gateway to arcade entertainment. For many, the first encounter with a 10p wasn't in a shop. It was at a clinking machine, chasing a prize and that elusive jackpot. Public telephones, the 10p call. Once upon a time, making a call on a public phone meant carrying a handful of coins. And by the 1980s and 90s, the 10p was king. BT payphones evolved from accepting 2p and 5p. to favouring 10p and 20p coins. A local call in the early 1990s typically cost 10p, giving the coin cultural importance as the call coin. In emergencies, people would run into shops or petrol stations asking, "Do you have a 10p for the phone?" Today, the notion feels quaint, but at the time, life or death moments, relationship news, or job updates often depended on that single coin. Money has always appeared in British music, but small change has had its own lyrical moments, while the 10p doesn't dominate, as famously as tuppence, 2 pence, in Mary Poppins. It crops up in lyrics, comedy, and everyday sayings. Notable mentions are the Kinks referenced coins in vending machines in their song Plastic Man. In British comedy, 10p gags are often made about inflation. Used to get a pint for 10p, now you can't even get a crisp. Slang and sayings. It's not worth 10p. A dismissive phrase implying something's worthless. He wouldn't give you 10p if you were starving. An expression of stinginess. Drop a 10p in the jukebox. Recalling the days when 10p powered pub music machines. The 10p's role in speech reflects its past purchasing power, even as inflation eroded its strength. In the 1970s and 1980s, the 10p coin was a standard bus fare for schoolchildren and local commuters in many parts of the UK. Typical 10p related prices are a child's single bus fare, 10p, early 80s. A daily newspaper, around 10p, 12p in the late 70s. Or an ice lolly from an ice cream van, 10p in the early 90s. Or a ride on a coin-operated supermarket horse, 10p. These associations embed the coin in everyday nostalgia. Even today, older generations refer to costs by what they used to be in 10p terms. For children growing up between the 1970s and 2000s, 10p coins were pocket money staples. Parents and grandparents often handed over a shiny 10p as a treat. Enough to buy a Freddo bar, a small packet of space dust, a handful of gobstoppers, or a chocolate coin, ironically, often shaped and coloured like a 10p. In the playground, 10ps were like social currency, traded, shown off, dropped down drains, or lost in grass. Even today, those who grew up in that era look at a 10p and feel a wave of nostalgia for the corner shop experience. While coins rarely take centre stage in media, the 10p has slipped into several moments. In British soaps like Coronation Street and EastEnders, characters often fumble for 10p to make phone calls or buy crisps. In comedies like Only Fools and Horses, Del Boy's van occasionally housed a stash of 10ps, ready for phones or games. In crime dramas, the 10p phone call trope is common, a character making a single, vital call with their last coin. Even BBC documentaries on British money often feature the 10p as a symbol of modern coinage. While more prominent coins like the shilling or pound appear in literature, the 10p has carved out a niche in a children's learning materials, used to teach math and decimal systems, a school storybooks, where characters spend their pocket money, a financial literacy textbooks, as the first real coin many students learn to budget with. In post-1971 educational systems, the 10p replaced the florin as the go-to decimal example. You'll find it in money-themed games, flashcards, and story problems. In recent years, coins have been embraced by artists, and the 10p, especially with its A to Z series, has become a canvas. As sculptors and engravers have praised the 10p for its balance of size and detail space. Designers behind the 2018 AZ set created an alphabet of Britishness that has become iconic. Some artists use 10p coins in mosaics or sculptures, often to reflect themes of value, nostalgia, or consumerism. Even in tattoos, the 10p shows up. Some people have etched the crowned lion or their favourite letter coin on their skin. Ask a Brit about their first 10p memory and you'll unlock a deeply personal story. A recall from a red phone box on a rainy day, a buying a Wham bar on the way home from school, a running to the arcade on holiday, sweaty hands clutching a palm full of tens. These stories make the 10p coin more than money. They make it a trigger for memory, a coin-shaped key to childhood. adolescence, and family life. The 10p coin today has less purchasing power, but more cultural power than ever before. Digital payments have replaced it in many everyday transactions. A price inflation has pushed it to the sidelines. Yet, its image endures, in memory, in design, in culture. Even as fewer people carry change, the 10p continues to appear in collector sets, be used in schools, pop up in creative works, inspire affection and familiarity. Soft, thoughtful. It may not buy what it used to. It may no longer be the coin you reach for, but the 10p, in all its silvery, stamp simplicity, remains a quiet constant in the soundtrack of British life. It jangles with stories. It glints with the past. And whether in the corner of a drawer or the centre of a coin collection, the 10p will always mean something more than just 10 pence. We used to count coins, feel their weight, hear their clink. But today, the sound of money is fading, replaced by beeps and buzzers. So what happens to the 10p coin in a world racing toward cashless convenience? This is the story of the uncertain but fascinating future of the 10 pence coin, a future shaped by technology, politics, economics, and the human sense of value. 1. The decline of cash. Across the UK and the world, the use of physical cash has been in steady decline. In 2010, over 60% of UK transactions were made using cash. By 2022, that number dropped below 15%, according to the Bank of England. In urban centres, shops, cafes, and even charity bins are increasingly cashless. Mobile payments, contactless cards, and digital wallets have become the new normal, fast, clean, and frictionless. COVID-19 accelerated this trend, with many businesses discouraging coin use altogether. So where does that leave coins like the 10p? 2. The cost of keeping coins. It may surprise some to learn that small coins are expensive to maintain. Royal mint costs. Production costs for small denomination. Coins often exceed their face value, especially in cases of metal price fluctuations. Storage, distribution, and recycling of coins require infrastructure and logistics. Coins wear out. Tens of millions must be withdrawn and replaced annually. In 2018, a government review considered scrapping both the 1p and 2p coins, citing low usage and high costs. Though the 10p wasn't immediately on the chopping block, the conversation has widened in recent years. A 10 pence coin may cost only a fraction of a pound, but keeping it in circulation costs millions. 3. Defending the 10p. Why keep it? Despite these economic pressures, many still defend the role of small coins, including the 10p. Key arguments in favour. Access and inclusion. Not everyone uses digital payments. Many older citizens, low-income individuals, and rural communities still rely on cash. Educational value. Coins like the 10p help children learn math, budgeting, and monetary concepts. Tradition and culture. Coins are symbolic. Their designs, textures, and histories matter. Collector interest. The 10p's commemorative editions, especially the AZ series, have driven massive collector enthusiasm. The Royal Mint itself has stated that demand still exists, especially for vending, public transportation, and tourism sectors. 4. The Bank of England's position. The Bank of England and HM Treasury continue to assess the role of cash through regular studies. In the most recent Cash and Payments Landscape Review, they emphasised cash remains vital for millions. Its role must be protected even as the UK transitions further toward digital payments. That said, no guarantees are made for any single denomination. Coins like the 10p, while not the smallest, are still considered for phase-out if usage trends justify it. 5. Digital currency. The ultimate threat? The future may not just be about contactless cards, but about central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. The Bank of England is actively exploring the digital pound, a new form of sterling issued digitally to the public. What would it mean? Faster, traceable transactions. Potentially no need for physical coins for everyday microtransactions. A reduction in cash-related crime and tax evasion. But also, greater data privacy concerns. technological dependence, and exclusion of non-digital users. If Britain adopts a digital pound in the next decade, the relevance of coins like the 10p may diminish further, possibly to extinction. 6. What would we lose without the 10p? If the 10p coin were withdrawn, what would be lost? Economically, small denominations would be rounded up or down, as seen in countries like Sweden, Canada, and New Zealand. Low-cost items might increase in price due to pricing psychology, e.g., 99p becomes £1. Culturally, the 10p's place in education, memory, and identity would fade. A coin collecting would lose an accessible, beloved piece. Historic links to the florin and shilling would be severed permanently. We wouldn't just lose a coin. We'd lose a thread of our story, a texture of daily life. 7. Case studies. Other countries ditching coins. Several countries have scrapped small coins, offering a glimpse into Britain's possible future. Canada phased out the penny in 2013. Prices now round to the nearest 5 cents. New Zealand removed 1c and 2c coins in 1990, followed by the 5c in 2006. Sweden, already a near cashless society, is retiring most coins under 10 krona. In all cases, our initial public resistance was strong, but adaptation came quickly. Rounding systems proved efficient. A cultural loss, however, was often acknowledged. Could Britain follow this path with the 10p? 8. Arguments for retiring the 10p coin. Here are some compelling reasons policymakers might phase out the 10p. A diminishing usage. Most vending machines and retailers now prefer contactless. High minting costs. Even with cheaper metals, costs remain significant. Environmental impact. Mining, minting, and transporting coins leaves a carbon footprint. Inflation. The purchasing power of 10p is negligible today. For many, carrying coins is more inconvenience than necessity. 9. Psychological value versus real value. What's fascinating about coins like the 10p is how their emotional value often outpaces their monetary value. Heir to a child, 10p is still magic, the key to a machine, a game, or a treat. Heir to a collector, it's a treasure hunt. Heir to the elderly, it's a holdover from a more tactile economy. Removing the coin means confronting more than just pricing. It means shifting how people feel about money itself. 10. Reimagining the 10p. Alternatives to retirement. Not all solutions require killing the coin. Some suggest evolving it. Possible alternatives. Polymer-coded coins, longer-lasting and more secure. Hybrid digital physical tokens. NFC-enabled coins with digital tie-ins. A limited commemorative use. Issue only for collectors, not circulation. Bimetallic redesigns. Make them unique, high-interest keepsakes. The Royal Mint could reframe the 10p as a cultural artifact more than an economic tool. Final thoughts. 10 pence in the balance. The 10p coin, born in the fires of decimalization, has survived wars, recessions, technological revolutions, and generational change. But its greatest test may still lie ahead: irrelevance. Will it become obsolete, a memory in museum cases and collector albums? Or will it evolve, not as a necessity, but as a symbol of continuity in a rapidly digitizing world? Only time and policy will tell. Coins may vanish from tills, but their stories and their symbols endure. And until the last 10p is spent, its journey is not yet done. What do 10 cents in New York, 10 yen in Tokyo, and 10 euro cents in Paris have in common with Britain's 10 pence? More than you might think. Throughout history, small denomination coins have played vital roles in global economies, serving as the grease in the wheels of commerce, as teaching tools for children, and as the everyday representation of a nation's money. In this section, we'll explore how the 10p coin compares to its international cousins, and what that tells us about the UK's place in the global numismatic landscape. Around the world, coins that represent 1/10 of a primary currency unit tend to have strikingly similar roles. Are used for everyday small purchases like candy, phone calls, wants, snacks, or minor tipping. Are essential for machine-based systems such as parking meters, arcade games, public transport, or vending machines. are often the first coin children learn to recognize due to its easy-to-understand fractional value. The British 10p, the US dime, the Euro 10 cent, and the Japanese 10 yen are all part of this global family, familiar, useful, and often symbolic beyond their face value. 2. The United States dime, 10 cents. Key facts are introduced in 1796, are worth 10 cents, or 1/10 of a US dollar. It features Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse since 1946, and known for being exceptionally small in size. The US dime is smaller than the 5-cent nickel, which confuses many, but its legacy is long and enduring. Cultural role. Dimes have appeared in popular sayings, a dime a dozen. Are used in payphones and jukeboxes for decades. Are still widely recognized, though their purchasing power has declined. Comparison to the 10p coin. Both share a 1/10 unit value. The 10p is physically larger and heavier. Britain has embraced more frequent design changes, AZ coins, commemoratives, whereas the US dime has remained visually static. Euro 10 cent coin. Key facts are introduced in 2002 with the launch of the euro currency, are used by 20 EU countries, making it one of the most globally circulated coins. It features a common reverse design, a globe with EU countries, and country-specific obverses. Practical use. It works across borders, from Spain to Slovakia. Are used in public transit, ticket machines, and cafes. Is still essential in daily life, especially in Southern Europe, where cash remains popular. Comparison to the 10p coin. Euro cents are golden in color, while the 10p is silver-toned. Euro coins benefit from wider utility across nations. The 10p has more cultural and symbolic uniqueness tied to one country. 4. Japanese 10 yen coin. Key facts are introduced in 1951. Are made of bronze, giving it a distinctive brown appearance. It features the Bydn Temple, a national treasure. Cultural role. Are used in vending machines, arcades, and shrines, often thrown into offering boxes. It holds greater emotional value due to Japan's continued partial reliance on cash. Comparison to the 10p coin. The Japanese 10 yen is still widely used and respected as an object of beauty. The British 10p leans more into design variation and modern flair, while the 10 yen emphasizes stability and tradition. 5. Canadian 10 cent coin, the dime. Key facts are similar in size and value to the US dime. It features a schooner, the Blue Nose, a national icon. Like the US, Canada has experienced a sharp decline in coin usage. Notable. Canada eliminated its penny in 2013. Dimes are now used mostly for rounding and legacy vending. Comparison to the 10p coin. The Canadian dime is part of a shrinking coin ecosystem. The UK has resisted eliminating the 10p, keeping it relevant with collector issues and vibrant designs. 6. Common challenges around the world. Coins worth roughly 1/10 of a main unit all face similar modern challenges. Inflation has reduced their real-world purchasing power. Digital payments are replacing small change. Minting costs often outweigh usefulness. Public sentiment is mixed. Some see them as obsolete, others as essential. The future of the 10p is therefore not just a British story, but part of a global conversation about the value of physical money in an increasingly cashless. 7. Design. Britain versus the world. Britain has embraced coin design innovation more aggressively than many other nations. AZ 10p coins, UK, are introduced in 2018. Highlighted everything from Stonehenge to Sherlock Holmes. Created a collecting craze and reintroduced the 10p to a younger generation. In comparison, a US dime design hasn't changed since 1946. Euro coins allow only one side for national expression. Japan and South Korea tend to maintain fixed, traditional designs. This gives the UK's 10p a uniquely dynamic identity, acting as a cultural canvas rather than a static token. 8. Numerical value comparison. Let's break down the approximate values of 10 unit coins in 2025 exchange rates. Country coin approx. Value, GBP. UK 10 pence 10 pence. USA 10 cents. Dime, 8 pence. EU 10 euro cents 9 pence. Japan 10 yen 5 pence. South Korea 101 6 pence. India 10 Indian rupees coin 9 pence. Note: India's 10 Indian rupees is equivalent in value, but not in decimal terms. Their 10 paise coin has been discontinued. The UK's 10p sits in the mid to high range of value compared to its global peers, making it less vulnerable than ultra-low value coins like the US penny or Japanese 1 yen. 9. Global collecting and numismatics. Collectors around the world prize 10-unit coins. The 10 euro cent offers a fun challenge, collecting all 20 country designs. The US dime includes rare editions like the 1916D Mercury dime, worth thousands. Japan's 1951 10 yen with serrated edges is a collector's rarity. The UK's 2018 10 PAZ coins quickly became modern numismatic legends. Coin collectors across the globe recognize the British 10p as one of the most interesting, artistically diverse, and culturally rich 10-unit coins available today. Final thoughts: one coin, many stories. Narrator: reflective. Every country has its version of the 10. 10 cents, 10 yen, 10 pence. Small in value, but massive in meaning. Across the world, these coins may look different in color, weight, shape, or iconography, but they all perform the same basic function: connecting people to money, and money to memory. In its enduring form, the British 10p not only tells the story of its own nation, but joins a global chorus of small coins, each whispering a story of change, of commerce, of culture. And while their future may be uncertain, their legacy remains etched, not just in metal, but in human history. We often overlook the smallest things: a coin in your pocket, a flicker of silver on a cafe counter, a child's first introduction to money. But what if that small object held the story of a nation and of change itself? The 10 pence coin is not just a coin. It is a witness, a participant, a survivor. Across decades, monarchs, governments, economic shifts, and cultural revolutions, this single denomination has been present, not shouting, not demanding, but simply being there. In hands, in tills, in jars on kitchen shelves. As we reach the conclusion of our journey, we reflect not only on the 10p coin's history, but on what it reveals about Britain, its people, and the power of everyday objects to tell extraordinary stories. A legacy rooted in history. From the earliest days of British coinage, through silver, pennies of the Anglo-Saxons, through the intricacies of pounds, shillings, and pence, money in Britain has been deeply tied to its national identity. When decimalisation arrived in 1971, it wasn't just a reform. It was a break from centuries of tradition. And in that historic shift, the 10p coin was there from day one. A pioneer of decimalisation, a bridge between the old and the new. It carried forward the value of the florin, the feel of the 2-shilling coin, and became a symbol of Britain's willingness to adapt, a royal portrait of stability. If there's one consistent image across the history of the 10p coin, it's the monarch. From 1968 to 2022, 4 distinct portraits of Queen Elizabeth II adorned the coin, tracking her life from youth to maturity, offering a silent visual biography of the longest reigning monarch in British history. And now, the face of King Charles III has begun appearing on the 10p, facing the opposite direction, in keeping with centuries-old tradition. This simple profile, cast in metal, connects Britons across generations, a thread of familiarity through times of change. Coins are, after all, the most widely reproduced representations of monarchs in history. Change and continuity. The story of the 10p coin is a story of evolution. From large to small. From crowned lions to heraldic shields. From standard issues to AZ commemoratives. From silver cupra nickel to nickel-plated steel. Each change reflects social, economic, and cultural transitions. When the size was reduced in 1992, it wasn't just about efficiency. It was a sign of modernity. When the AZ series was launched in 2018, it wasn't just about design, it was a national celebration, a reminder that coins can delight as well as function. And when rare errors appear, rotated dies, missing inscriptions, It shows how even imperfections become part of the narrative, cherished by collectors and studied by historians. The 10p has constantly proven itself adaptable, resilient, and relevant. The people's coin. More than any symbolism or metallurgy, the 10p's greatest role has been its place in the lives of ordinary people. It's the coin used in arcades to win a prize. The coin children used to buy sweets from the corner shop. The coin someone offers to help make up the change. The coin left on a cafe saucer in quiet appreciation. It has been tossed for decisions, slotted into phones, spent in joy, and saved in jars. Everyone in the UK has touched a 10p coin. That commonality, that shared experience, is profound. Few objects in life can claim such universal contact. A canvas of British identity. Through its evolving designs, the 10p has become a canvas for British identity. Ere the lion spoke of strength and monarchy. Ere the royal arms spoke of heritage and unity. Ere the shield fragment represented shared national structure. And the A to Z series gave voice to the quirks, icons, and traditions that make Britain what it is. Each design is not just an image, it's a story, a narrative embedded in metal, a decision made by designers, artists, and the Royal Mint to show the world what Britain values. In this way, the 10p coin becomes more than monetary. It becomes art, culture, and memory. Numbers behind the narrative. Behind the emotional connection lies a world of numbers. Billions of coins minted across decades. Multiple design transitions and monarch portraits. Rare editions and minting errors that have fetched hundreds or thousands of pounds. 26 Special AZ. Designs created for the 2018 and 2019 series. Thousands of collectors, from casual to serious, watching, swapping, saving. These numbers tell their own story of mass production, of demand, of national scale. But they also tell us that even among billions, some coins become precious, not just in monetary value, but in meaning. A coin at a crossroads. As we look to the future, the 10p coin stands at a crossroads. Digital transactions are rising. Cash is declining. Some countries have removed small denominations altogether. And questions persist. Will the 10p survive the next 50 years? Perhaps. Or perhaps not. But what we can say with certainty is this: it has left its mark. Even if one day the 10p is no longer used in shops or change trays, its legacy will remain in the memories of generations, in coin albums, in historical archives, and in videos like this. What the 10p tells us about ourselves. Introspective. If you want to know what a country values, look at what it puts on its money. The 10p coin tells us that Britain values a tradition and monarchy through regal portraits and symbols, a innovation and humour through playful designs and public engagement, our accessibility and everyday life through a denomination that everyone uses, a heritage and diversity through the wide-ranging subjects of the AZ coins. It tells us that even in a rapidly changing world, small, tangible objects still have the power to connect, to remind, and to inspire. Final reflection. Small coin, big story. So, what is the legacy of the 10p coin? It is not the metal. It is not the face. It is not even the number. It is the story it tells, the people it touches, the hands it passes through, the designs that capture imagination, the moments it pays for, from newspapers to phone calls to first kisses and childhood memories. It is, in every sense, a British story, modest, reliable, creative, and quietly enduring. The next time you hold a 10p coin, don't just see it as change. See it as a piece of history, a reflection of a country, a companion to everyday life, a small coin with a very big. If you enjoyed this in-depth documentary, please like, comment, and subscribe for more history you can hold in your hands.